What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we have some Destiny news stuff to talk about. So we have a supposed leak yet again for the Gods of Mars expansion with a whole bunch of details. We'll talk about that in just a moment. We also have some hints and some information from various people at Bungie and some conversation about some of the changes that came in the patch inside of the January update. And I'm also going to go over the Iron Banner weapons and just give some impressions of them. So firstly, today there was a supposed leak of Gods of Mars, the second expansion coming to Destiny 2, and this actually comes via a Reddit post from a user called The Dark Soul. So they say that they were browsing the Xbox store and some new information actually popped up about the expansion. Now, if you go to the Xbox store, there is currently a web page for Destiny 2 Expansion 2, and it has a generic description for the DLC. So Expansion 2 features an all-new storyline with new characters and villains, complete missions and adventures spanning newly discovered destinations, play new cooperative activities, and compete in new multiplayer arenas, earn and wield a powerful arsenal of new weapons, armor, and gear. So that is a pretty generic description. There was something very similar for Curse of Osiris, but according to this post, during one instance of loading this web page, there was actually a bunch of specific details. So I'm going to go over what those details are, and then we'll talk about the legitimacy of this particular leak. So the description on the webpage screenshot right here says Destiny 2 Expansion 2 Gods of Mars sends your Guardian out to investigate a mysterious signal originating from Mars's northern point, a brand new destination with all new story missions and adventures. Rasputin, the last of the ancient war minds, has been alerted to a dark threat from beyond the solar system. He has betrayed humanity and plans to construct a powerful weapon capable of detonating the Traveler itself, work alongside Anna Bray, who has emerged from the shadows after being missing for years, and destroy Rasputin before his machinations are realized. And the features read, explore Mars and uncover Rasputin's secret, new story missions and adventures, new themed weapons, armor and gear to earn, cooperative activities, and new competitive multiplayer arenas, a new cooperative raid layer activity, a new crown splicer, and construct enemy factions. But how legitimate is this stuff? Well, I think there are a couple of questionable things here. Some of the language in general that they've used, Mars's northern point, a weapon capable of detonating the Traveler itself. The way that it's written just doesn't make it feel very legitimate in my opinion. Also, with some of the listings right there for the activities and everything like that, they have listed new crow splicer and construct enemy factions next to the raid layer activity. And honestly, I think if they were putting new enemy factions in the game, they wouldn't market it or link it exclusively with the raid layer in my opinion. So while there is, some potential weight to the story element there, I just think those few things make it sound much less tangible and less legitimate. Although the image itself, the web link displayed at the top of the page and the text and everything like that does actually pretty much look the part. There is actually a slight link as well. Someone said, will we see game modes like Prison of Elders, Court of Oryx, and Archon's Forge? And they asked Chris Barrett this, and he simply said yes. So we know that a new co-op mode or a new iteration of something we've seen in the past that is kind of a co-op based activity will be coming inside of a future update for the game, which is almost certainly expansion content. So like I said, there's a small link there, but that doesn't mean that this is a legitimate leak. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this stuff is real, or do you think it is yet another fake expansion leak for Expansion 2? On the subject of new content and updates though, in This Week at Bungie last week, Bungie did say that they will be giving us a content and update roadmap this week in the TWAB. So we can expect to actually get some dates, hopefully we'll get a date for the February update. Perhaps they can give us more information or confirmation of features that will actually make it into that update. But somebody did ask Lars Bakken, when will Sandbox updates go live? And he said he'll let Chris Barrett and or Josh Hamrick talk about that when they are ready. And Josh Hamrick replied, oh man, wonder what kind of stuff will be in the TWAB this week, you guys. So obviously a pretty solid hint that we will get information about some of the Sandbox tuning. With them giving us a content roadmap, it could just be, simply a set of dates. This is when stuff is going to happen. But hopefully we'll also get a few details about what is going to change as well. So stay tuned here on the channel and I will keep you guys updated on that tomorrow. But there's a couple of things to mention about the January update. So according to Bungie, the API is incorrectly reporting XP requirements for rank ups after the update. The correct amount of XP required for each rank up is 120,000 XP, and they're currently working on a hotfix to the API. So what this means essentially is that if you use something like Destiny Item Manager, it is apparently showing the wrong amount of experience that you'll be required to level up and things like that. In game, it is showing correctly, I believe, but just bear in mind if you are using third-party applications or anything that reads from the API, it currently is displayed incorrectly. Also in the January update, they did reduce the Lost Sector chest lockout out from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, so it's been cut in half. But DMG did say this is the first step in fully addressing lost sector throttles. We have another hotfix planned for February that will address the throttle in full. The goal of this change was to ease the pain in the short term. So it looks like they do have a more elegant solution, hopefully, for that lost sector issue that they'll be deploying inside of February. So I wanted to give you those couple of updates. There is also a bug right now, which is pretty annoying with some of the shaders. So if you're trying to apply a shader to a weapon and you actually scroll to the bottom of your shader list, every time you preview it, the list will actually bounce back up to the top and you'll have to scroll back through again. So I'm not sure if any of you guys have noticed that, but it is a little bit irritating. Now though, I wanted to talk about the Iron Banner weapons for this week very briefly. So we have the Frostmire's Hex. This to me is the most interesting weapon. It is a viced rapid fire frame scout rifle, so it fires full auto. In the middle column it has high caliber rounds, you have extended mag as well as Dragonfly. Now this thing is pretty fun to use. I tried it out on my pal Scott's account inside of Iron Banner, and it is a pretty fun weapon. You know, high caliber rounds is certainly going to help you out. There's a lot of rounds hitting the target, so it is a pretty high flinch weapon to be hit by. Also, time to kill and crucible and everything is fairly decent. I'm not personally the biggest fan of how these things feel, but Frostmire's Hex is still a very solid scout rifle. Also with Dragonfly, it'll be fairly decent in PvE content. For me, it is the best weapon available this week. We do also have the Iron Banner hand cannon, Crimmel's Dagger. So this is aggressive frame, comes with armor piercing rounds in the middle column as well as drop mag, and it has opening shot for improved accuracy and range on the opening shot of attack. Gotta say thanks to my pal Callum for letting me use the hand cannon and the shotgun on his account. The hand cannon is okay. It's in a kind of difficult archetype, being the slowest rate of fire. In general though, this archetype, you know, it's not complete trash inside of PvP. The steady hand, the other Iron Banner hand cannon, I personally quite like in the Crucible. And Crimmel's Dagger, you know, is fairly consistent. Having opening shot certainly helps as well. I just really don't like the feel of these Hake hand cannons. I never have. Ever since D1, they just don't feel that fantastic to use. But if it's something you're grinding for, of course it's worth putting in the collection. There is also the shotgun, which is a precision frame Soros shotgun. In the middle column it has accurized round for increased range. We've got assault mag for stability and rate of fire increase, and then opening shot once again. Not a weapon I've had too much chance to use inside of PvP. I'm not a huge fan of this type of shotgun in general, but if you are a fan of these things, then I think this one does have some potential, especially having that increased range and opening shot. It all kind of comes down to whether you're into this type of weapon. I 100% will be trying to get that scout rifle though when I get some time this week. I think it is generally the most interesting weapon for most people who are playing at the moment. But that is going to sum up this video, guys. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on the leaked DLC stuff, or the supposed leak. Do you think that's real? Let us know in the comment section. Obviously, we're hopefully going to get a pretty exciting update kind of roadmap tomorrow in This Week at Bungie, so I'll keep you posted on that. But be sure to give me your thoughts on any of the subjects in this video. If you have enjoyed the video, a like is very much appreciated below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to see more Destiny 2 content going forward. For now though, I hope you have an awesome day.